You know, it's the 14th of July 2022. Northfield. This is the road actually that runs to Moyer Green. The big roundabout green space. This is by Alec Douglas Park. It leads, the other side of there is Northfield Academy. Next to Northfield Academy there's a satellite installation, a tower. Anyway, this is basically Northfield. Northfield is more like a community actually. It's got families, lower cost housing. There's families here. Often younger families with younger children. It's a real vibrant community. You need to take photos and videos.
When?
You need to take photos and videos.
Of what?
Do something. When you're walking out and about.
We're going to my car.
Yeah, but when you go places, you need to take pictures and videos.
Okay.
Make sure your parents buy your camera. This is Cummings Park Terrace. Kids coming from houses here. I told them to make sure their parents buy them a camera. Take pictures and shoot video. I didn't. Capture the children. You need to show respect. But I mean, they smiled, looked happy. They're going in a car. I mean, that is modern life actually. The car gets you from A to B. But it's still important to think about sustainability. The move to electric vehicles, that's happening. It's undeniable. And actually it's the young families in Northfield that have a sense of community, a sense of community spirit. They're going to be really hard done by. Because electric cars are expensive. It's actually better value for money to buy an electric van at Peter Vardy. That's the business discount. This is the government really. They're trying to incentivise people to run businesses, be entrepreneurial, have an entrepreneurial spirit to take care of themselves, create families and wealth for their own families. That's what sustainability is. Supporting communities. Nurturing talent. That's what education is all about. Cummings Park Terrace. This is the heart of Northfield. The beating heart. It really is. It's just along from the central point, the community centre by the shops. And it's on the bus network, but that's not an electric bus. This is Hillhead of Seaton. It's the number 13. You come from Seaton Park to Northfield. Seaton Park's near Tillage Road in Old Aberdeen, the University of Aberdeen. I mean, the students that live at Northfield can go to the University of Aberdeen by bus across the city. People at Northfield also have ambition. And I mean, Northfield, there's the street Lord Byron. There's also the Lord Byron pub. Lord Byron, he was really the father of Ada Lovelace, the father of the first female computer programmer. But I mean, the computer programs children write in primary school, they're really basic. Just enter a couple of coordinates, draw a few lines on the screen. It needs to be advanced to support Scottish smart cities of the future, now in the future. Scottish smart cities are here in 2022. This is 2022. Years are often marked in Chinese by animals. But I mean, this 2022, that's the year electrification's really going to take off. You need to start supporting technology education. Have vision and ambition. Where are all the teachers in Aberdeen schools? Well, they're on holiday, 7 weeks. And actually, 7 weeks holiday when weather is worse in winter, and that would really, online course materials would be better. Even done in a community setting during winter. Online course materials enable reuse of resources, can spread knowledge much faster right around the world. Efficient, upload once and share. Publish and share. I mean, walking around a city, the young boys and girls that deliver newspapers, that live in Northfield, to start their job. I mean, they've got to pound the streets when digital delivery of news is much more efficient. That's the power of social networks. Unleash the power of the social. The social networks and social services. And I don't think social services really have got to grips yet with. Well, I don't really think social services have got to grips with social networks. They're a bit lagging behind. Cummings Park Terrace. Social networks can connect with friends and family on the other side of the world. And some people cannot speak at all. They speak through machines, the most disadvantaged and disabled. They also need a voice. Cummings Park Terrace. This is the heart of Northfield, the beating heart of Northfield, just along from Moyer Green and along from the Lord Byron, where there's shops, amenities, but they're just local shops. I mean, you need a car to get to the supermarket, like Tesco Dainston. That's by Laurel Drive. Laurel Drive runs along to Gordon Brae. Cycle path from Gordon Brae, right from the Parkway to the University of Aberdeen. That's sustainability, in a sense. Actually, Gordon Brae is one of the most well-built roads in Aberdeen for a cycle path network. It links to the University of Aberdeen and cobbled streets. Difficult to navigate on a bike, actually. But the University of Aberdeen, that's got the King's College campus, where employment prospects are really brighter for the young pupils of Northfield that have ambition. The young children. Young children came out of one of those houses along there. They were smiling at the prospect of photos and video. Happy, going in a car. What's this noisy vehicle coming? Let's just watch and see. Oh, it's motorbikes. Oh, this is Northfield. Cummings Park Terrace. Masked riders in Northfield. Balaclavas. They didn't seem to mind me. You know, actually, Masked Riders Through Northfield by Cummings Park Terrace. Filming masked riders, it gives them a sense of pride. But actually, there's a positive safety message because it alarms the residents. They see what goes on when you shoot video. So there's two sides to every story with video. Cummings Park Terrace. Some people go slower on bikes. It's 10 to 5 in the afternoon, approaching rush hour, on the 14th of June 2022. You know, if electric motoring is the future, look at this lamb running. Electric motoring is the future, right? So you really need an electric car to be able to document your problems and challenges, share and help others. This is a big issue. I mean, this is the real value with digital course materials, is that when you write about technology, when you create a digital footprint, which helps others. You know, you really need, when you're privileged with technology, you really need to write about it. I mean, the BBC ran Top Gear, but they really focused on how fast the cars could go. And a car is really a lethal weapon. A lethal weapon to a cyclist and the average pedestrian. I mean, Top Gear was a TV program that was produced videos about cars. They talked about them. Dad used to watch Top Gear. I didn't. But actually, they didn't really focus on the underlying technology to a great extent. They focused on speed and fancy cars. Not the average car, the average affordable car, focusing on basics that could really help explain how cars work, education in a sense. I mean, mechanics train. Cars nowadays are very sophisticated, high tech. I mean, back around the turn of the new millennium, Audis had the engine under the back seat. The sheep are bleating. I'm focusing on the sheep, but I'm talking about cars. Electric motoring is the future. But I want to talk about electric cars because I started off focusing on electric cars. I started off focusing on the fact they're really complicated, or charging them is complicated. There's a need for alternating current to direct current conversion and universal chargers, AC to DC conversion. This is the stuff of engineering and sophistication and technology. AC to DC conversion underpins electricity and its function. Its function to power cars. Powering cars by electricity is cleaner, zero emissions, lower in emissions than petrol and diesel. So really getting to grips with electric cars is important. Explaining how they work, trying to figure out how to charge them. Now that's really important. It's one thing to charge an electric car, but just do it once and forget. I mean, you go back, once you do it once, you'll remember, but actually telling others, leaving a digital footprint, documenting your problems can really lead to greater widespread adoption, much more faster, and uptake of electric motoring. I mean, the sophistication, the complexity of electric motoring puts a lot of people off. Also the fact that you can run out of battery in the middle of the countryside. I mean, you've got to face your fears. Talk about it. Try and... I mean, really, buses and trains offer long distance travel. That's motoring in the future. Buses and trains, relying on them. Sustainable buses and trains, bullet trains, like they have in Japan. I mean, bringing that to Britain, that really takes the fear out of travelling. public transport. Public transport takes the fear out of travelling for pensioners when they're told their eyesight's no longer good enough to drive. And that could come to everybody. It comes to... I mean, it can affect people at younger ages that might have diabetes, for example, type 2 diabetes. But for type 2 diabetes, patients are told to exercise, diet and exercise. That's what the doctors tell people. I mean, this is all significant to the discussion. And I'm concentrating on the lambs and the sheep. Because actually, being outside, surrounded in the countryside, surrounding yourself in countryside with lambs and sheep, cows, horses, that's all good for mental health. Positive mental health, in a sense. It releases endorphins, so doctors say. The feel-good chemical, also serotonin. The neurotransmitter, say psychiatrists. Electric motoring and the road to electric motoring relies on lots of widespread electric chargers everywhere. And really understanding how to charge your electric vehicle, knowing what to plug in where. It's not straightforward. And there's an issue with user interfaces, clarity on the user interface. You need feedback in user interfaces, positive feedback to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. This links into positive reinforcement in learning and education. And education is always better with... Well, actually, education's better in a visual sense, with screenshots and also talking, providing descriptions and narrative, telling people about things. Repeating is education. Repeating, it's easier to move on and talk about new topics when you capture information in video, because learners can play back the content, digest it, learn at their own pace, and teachers and schools are not doing this. This is all significant and relevant. There are really complicated issues facing society around the shift to electric motoring. Talk about shift. You know, in computer networks, there's amplitude phase shift keying. There's all sorts of shifts. If you hold down Alt Shift and press S on a computer keyboard running Windows 10, it takes a screenshot, captures your screen, saves information in a visual format. Alt Shift plus S. Hold down Alt plus Shift and press S. There's also amplitude shift keying in computer networks linked to encryption and authentication. Technology education is complicated. People need to simplify it. This is the broader point in this video. I mean, filling up a car with petrol or diesel is straightforward to most people that are driving at the present time. I imagine. But there's an issue with interacting with machines and user interfaces and feedback and displays and information being displayed, the right information to help the motorists make informed decisions. This is on the outskirts of the Langstrath, heading for King's Wells. You need to cross the road here. Cross the road. That's the hidden path. The hidden path alongside the Langstrath that leads to Hazlehead and also King's Wells. You get a choice when you get to the end of it. The path runs on the other side of the road to Tesco Wood End. 25th of June 2022, Saturday, Hazlehead Park. Life just wouldn't be the same without full colour and sunlight. The sun, it just wouldn't be the same. It would be darkness all the time. I mean, that's also mental health. I mean, sunshine, feelings of well-being, being out in the sun. Really, the sun is feelings of well-being. People like getting outside, coming to Hazlehead Park, sitting on benches. This is Hazlehead Park. Always worth taking a moment to reflect at the Piper Alpha Memorial. I mean, I guess the migration to electric cars, the future is electrifying and exciting. I mean, those not recovered, all these people out at sea, age 34, 38, these are just young loons, younger than me, albeit slightly. 51, is that middle age? Well, is 50 middle age? What's middle age? 50 is not middle age if you live to 120. And there was Jean-Louise Calment. She was French, never left France, lived to 122. Always worth bearing this in mind. I mean, actually, you may still live long if you travel, but travel actually is with risks. Actually, local travel is safer, but still you might live long if you travel, but you're really dependent on others and on technology and on planes not crashing. Really. I mean, these are all issues worth considering. I mean, I'm still young, relatively. But older people like to come here to Hazlehead Park in the summer, late June, also July, sit on benches, admire the colourful flowers and plants, walk through the gardens. Next door is the Queen Mother Rose Garden. The Queen Mother died mother to Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Mother died in 2002, the same year as Princess Margaret, Queen Elizabeth II's sister. I mean, 2002 wasn't much picnic for the Queen, but then she also celebrated her Golden Jubilee. Golden Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee celebrations this year, Duthie Park, towards the start of June 2022. No police presence. Families picnic in the park. Lots of them. Children running everywhere. But still, no police presence. Or presence. No police. Really, this is Aberdeen. No police at Duthie Park. Lots of families picnicking. So clearly, Aberdeen must be a safe city. No police. No police at Duthie Park. For the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. This is worth documenting. I mean, missing persons. That can happen with children. And where is Madeleine McCann? Madeleine McCann, abductions. More likely than abductions and kidnappings, more possible, easier and more likely than terrorist extremist activity. It's not easy to make a bomb, really. You need specialist knowledge. You need to download bomb-making guides without anyone getting suspicious. And I imagine that's not really the easiest. And I mean, playing around with a bomb, are you mad? Even if you do manage to make one, you might blow yourself up in the process. I mean, really, all things considered, abductions are more likely. And where is Madeleine McCann? This is the Queen Mother Rose Garden. No sign of the Queen Mother. All that's left is her name on a garden. A garden, Hazlehead Park, Aberdeen. A garden here for others to enjoy. That's azalea flowers. Azalea flowers, and the Google Lens app can identify plants and animals. Actually, those are yellow roses. I mean, the Google Lens app doesn't work when you're video shooting, but still, roses are recognisable. The flower of England, and Princess Diana was considered, well, England's rose, really. Candle in the Wind, Elton John. That song made a lot of money, was popular. Elton John played Candle in the Wind at Princess Diana's memorial service on the 6th of September 1997. 1997, 6th of September, was the funeral for Princess Diana, the woman and the royal member that championed the clearing of landmines. This is always worth bearing in mind, considering my grandfather, of the same name, actually entered a minefield at Walton-on-Thames in 1943. This is documented in the British National Archives. It was July 1943. Documented, entered a minefield, saved a man that was blown up, an injured soldier. He was still alive. I mean, some people really do take heroic deeds, take risks with their life. Some people. I mean, there's not much risks here today, really. It's tranquil, peaceful, bonny plants, flowers, Hazlehead Park. The Queen Mother Rose Garden. No sign of the Queen Mother. Oh, she's long gone. You know, there was Princess Diana, Prince Charles. Prince Charles was married to Princess Diana. Princess Diana, the first wife. Prince Charles now into his second wife, Camilla Parker Bowles. And then there was Charles Spencer. Earl Spencer, actually. No, not Charles. Charles was the prince that married Diana. But there was Earl Spencer, the father of Princess Diana. And then there was Muhammad Al Fayed. How was he linked? Oh, he's the Harrods owner, isn't he? The Harrods store owner? Oh, he was linked somehow. Linked to Diana. He was linked to Earl Spencer. Princess Diana killed in a Paris tunnel. A car crash. Just before the week before the 6th of September 1997. This is history. History that's also linked to the royal family. I mean, the royal family is a big, important family, but it's got its own fair share of dramas. The future king will likely be Prince William and Kate Middleton, Princess Catherine. I mean, they've got 3 children. There's Princess Charlotte, but first of all, Prince George, who's older. And what's the name of the third one? No, it's Prince Louis. That's right. George, Charlotte and Louis. Is it Louis? I think it's Louis. I seem to remember. Why do I remember? I can't look up information when I'm shooting video. But I mean, they're a famous family. Bikes through the park. Safe cycling route. It's 3:15, 29th of June 2022, Springfield Road, former site of the Treetops Hotel. Roadworks. Actually, there's a path through, sort of. What is it? What is exactly the purpose of the yellow ramp? Is it yellow, bright colour for accessibility, walk up the pavement? Perhaps. For pedestrians. You know, I guess if you go around slowly on pavements on a bike, actually, you see all the hazards that wheelchairs encounter. I mean, there's no one on this pavement, actually. And look at the roadworks, temporary traffic lights. Some of these temporary traffic lights are actually being installed. Now this is actually roadworks surrounding the former Treetops Hotel. These are just temporary traffic lights. But the ones at Hazlehead during August 2021 were erected with the view to embed digital cameras. But at the same time, the speed camera, the grey one, on Ockmeal Road, along from the roundabout, the Hadigan roundabout, on Ockmeal Road towards Bucksburn, towards the Bucksburn police station, is a grey speed camera. It should have been painted yellow around 2001. 2001, they were all required to be painted yellow. The police own it. I mean, really, going to traffic signals and there's open loop control and closed loop control. On the computing curriculum in 1996, Westhill Academy. I mean, computing teachers really need to be ahead of their time, and most might not be. It's very difficult to predict the future with unpredictable events. But closed loop control, traffic signals, they detect motion. This is important. Traffic lights ahead, queues backing up. Closed loop control detects motion. No motion here, but the lights are changing to green. There'll soon be motion. There might not be. You don't know what traffic signals in Aberdeen actually, whether they're open loop control or closed loop control. But closed loop control is ideally suited for automated self-driving cars. How did I discover this? Well, I looked back. Just recently, videos taken August 2021, last year. Towards the start of August. I didn't really dig deeper as to why the traffic signals were being upgraded, but it's for digital cameras. Stuff happens out and about. When you shoot video, it enables you to look back on computer, on magnified displays, learn details, pass on news. And I mean, most traditional news is print. Print news, the printed press. But really, video is more lifelike. It's visual. It creates witnesses as well when it's shared. This is Erie Hall Library. I mean, it's actually by Erie Hall Primary, but that's the library anyway. Countess Wells Road. Countess Wells Road by Springfield Road. The library is under construction. 29th of June 2022. The lights are at red. Sometimes you need to push the button. They're changing to green. You need to look at the lights actually. You don't always need to push the green button. You need to look actually at the traffic signals and what the traffic's doing. Some people go through on red actually. But as you can see, they're not coming. They are coming now, but they're going right. Anyway, the lights are at red actually, the traffic's going. So it must be green on the other side. I mean, this junction's actually quite dangerous. Really. Erie Hall Library, lights at red and the traffic was going. But actually I wasn't in danger. Let's just recap. Closed loop control, ideal for self-driving automated cars, but you still need to be alert when driving them. Look left, and that's Springbank Cemetery. I guess if you're not alert when driving a self-automated car, you're going to end up in the graveyard. That's where people that were alive once, I mean all those people in those graves were alive once. But I mean graves fade and people get forgotten. The digital world, when you have loved ones, family, people that like you, they'll preserve your name. Photos about you. People treasure loved ones. Anyway, this is Springfield Road. You know, when you go slower, you get a chance to digest events. Actually, getting across roads, it must be a lot harder for those that confined to wheelchairs. That's why motorised wheelchairs give advantage. And as you get older, people are going to have real nightmares. But I mean, I guess with the benefit of self-automated cars is it might make roads safer. Drivers still need to be alert, but I mean, automation might actually have benefits. But streets are still unpredictable and dangerous. And what are these lights doing? This is Econ Move. Removals and storage, Stonehaven. Did you catch the web address, the phone number? Want to move house? Tesco at the lights. You must get stuck in traffic a lot. Delivering food to Aberdeen. Tesco would then deliver 21 miles to Afford. Now these lights are red. Cars approaching, they've stopped. No, they're red. The green arrow. So when the green arrow comes on, you see the traffic filter. Traffic turns left. Now it's on green. And the traffic is coming from near Manorfield, actually, heading along Craigton Road. Craigton Road, just off there, is the site of what was Braeside Primary. It was Braeside Primary, just a field now, left to the wild. You can see actually it's safe to cross here. You don't always need the green man when you look at traffic signals. See which way the traffic's going. See where it's coming from. You can hear actually the crossing. This one peeps. Cyclist comes diagonally across the road and carries on down Springfield Road. People go in all directions.